Welcome to Survivor Nsfw. We got our patron Matt here as a special guest on this Q&A. And in my screen right here in the purple t-shirt, probably available at johnnyfairplay.com, the Christina Aguilera. Johnny Fairplay has cut his hair into a mullet, full on with stripes shaved in the side. And I mean, look at that. Most people would love to have those curls and that blonde hair. And Johnny has it all. You know, it's going to be interesting to hear how much pussy Johnny Fairplay gets with his fucking mullet.
I mean,
You know?
why not? Well, in case you're wondering, the stripes in the side are for speed and performance.
So one stripe up here is for speed, and then the second stripe is performance.
Performance, yes, obviously. I mean, do you know your mullet etiquette? You were asking me before we went on the air. God damn, do I sound good with this fucking microphone? I mean,
see, Johnny, it's going to be interesting because you asked me today, you know, how's it sound? And I said, it sounds good. But I never thought your microphone before sounded bad.
Yeah. Well, I asked Zach Hacker, and he was just like, dude, game changer.
Really? I mean, it'll be interesting.
I sound fucking hot as I mean,
well, here's the thing that might be
hard right now.
Well, we record this on StreamYard, which is a streaming service.
Yeah.
So I literally think if we were to record like we used to, not streaming, where we had real control over shit, because I mean, I'm not downplaying your microphone whatsoever, and I think it sounds good. But you always sound good, Johnny Fairplay. You're Johnny Fairplay.
I mean, it's the hair. All right,
go ahead.
So you were asking me before we went live, have I ever had a mullet as an adult? And as an adult, no. But when I was in 8th grade, mullets were popular, and everyone, all the guys, some girls, all the guys got mullets, but you had to perm them. Everybody got them permed, and in spite of my amazing curls that you see here, I too got a perm on top of my curls for a permed mullet in 8th grade.
See, I will say, and I don't know about you, Matt, I have never got a perm. I've never had any desire to get a perm.
Yeah.
Now there's a kid.
No one should.
Well, no, here's the funny thing, dude. I think that like among the, I think he's my neighbor buddy, kid. He's probably 14, 15. He grew his hair long. It was straight, and he grew it long so he could get a perm, and he got a perm. Now he's got a fucking this, you know, like it's not like super fucking long. Maybe like your hair was, but not even as long as yours was before you mulletized it. But he got a perm, and I think that maybe among junior high and freshman high schoolers, that perms may be a thing right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
At least at the school that we're at. So I mean, you could be a fucking trendsetter, dude.
And I could run the roost, brother.
Damn.
I'm not allowed to hang out at most schools.
But I mean, mullets are funny. Have you ever had a mullet, Matt?
No, my hair's never been that long. My hair's probably the longest it's ever been right now, just because I haven't been able to get a haircut.
Quarantine city.
Yeah, I think that I'm growing my hair out again. You know, I had really. No, I don't know. I mean, when I was on Survivor, dude, my hair was probably like it was probably like this long, like 4 or 5 inches past the nipples, and it was just straight and stringy, and I got tired of it. I had it for many years, and my normal plan of action is it's like I'll grow my hair long. And then it'll be long for years, and I'll get tired of it. Then I'll just fucking shave it bald. And then I'll be like, why the fuck did I shave it? And then I'll grow it for the next 5-6 years. and repeat that cycle. So I've had shortish hair for maybe 2 years now.
Yeah.
Time flies.
I expect a mullet from you.
Well, I might. My hair I don't plan on cutting my hair. The first plan of attack is just let it grow for like at least a year.
Okay.
See where we go.
I'll monetize it for you.
Okay. All right.
You're
So
welcome.
we've all been crazy busy. Johnny Fairplay, we might do a special patron podcast just giving you a rundown of Johnny's experience at Chet, his farm. I think there's enough meat on the bones, dude. Even if we had Chet on to do a fucking behind the scenes of how gnarly what you told me.
I think I have probably close to an hour of footage that I recorded.
Okay. And what you could do is even like if you Dropbox it to me, I could edit it if you want, like we did Big Tom's and put it out for a patron special. So Johnny was at Chet's farm. And then Johnny did a Micronesia reunion, which was it patron only, Johnny? I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's patron only.
That was last Monday, and like so during that podcast, Chet's like, you got to come to the farm. Mikey B's been 3 times, Eliza's been twice, Cerie's been there, Russell Hance has been there. I'm just like, what? And so I was like, I didn't have anything this past weekend. I'm just like, well, fuck, I'm going. So anyway, so I went and. It's crazy. So Chet's the fucking Joe Exotic of hooved exotic animals. So he's friends with Joe Exotic. Like they used to go to the same trade shows and stuff. So he's like, oh, he walked around with little bedazzled jeans and his cute little mullet.
Oh, that's funny.
And so Chet has over 300 exotic animals. There's like 30 peacock just walking the street all day, just walking laps, showing off their fucking tail feathers. There's wild turkey. There's water buffalo. There's Asian cows. There's longhorns. There's these other things. There's mini donkeys. There's llamas. There's sheep.
Does he have any camels?
He had 2. He just sold them.
Oh, wow.
He's done with the camel game. He's out of the camel game, brother.
Because I was hoping to see some camel toes in this video you're making, but obviously that's not happening.
Well, I put the camera down for you. Oh, look at this fucking hair, man! Now I know how Riff Raff feels. Like Riff Raff has his country music persona, Dale Dan Tony, and I feel fucking Dale Tony riffic right now.
Do you get horny looking at yourself on the screen?
I'm literally hard. Look at this.
My apologies, patrons. I swear to God. Between Johnny's mullet and his fucking beard hair on my desk.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what hair down there goes with this. I think I need to shave. I need to manscape lawnmower 3.0.
Get a fucking ball mullet. Like somehow like
Ooh.
maybe trim it up on top of your wiener where your wiener starts to hang down, but then like let your ball hairs grow like real long. Okay. That'd be kind of like a mullet.
That's all right. Maybe I feel I don't feel like that's going to help me run. See, like running, like not only like the speed and performance, yes. I think works for running too. In addition to,
I think it does.
That.
Well, anyways, I don't want to fucking make Matt turn in his patron badge. Matt is going to Matt's in Michigan. We were talking about Michigan, one of my favorite states and a state that I hope to visit.
Yeah, where are you
on a vacation
in Michigan, Matt?
Grand Rapids.
Okay.
West side.
Okay. Yeah. Madeline's mom is from Chelsea. And then we used to go to Lake Higgins every summer. I'm not invited to either one of those.
Yeah.
I 1000% assure you, I'm not invited to either one of those.
So I can guarantee you that I think you said, Johnny, we had 21 questions in the Q&A. So this will probably be a
23
questions.
23. Oh, and real quick shout out, because we're dropping this. I'm either putting it up either later tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people doing the ORG thing, which looks really cool.
What is this the Russell Hance thing?
Yeah.
So explain to me what is going on, because I know it's like patron versus patron.
Yeah, Russell Hans hit me up. He was just like, hey, I'm looking to do an ORG, an online reality game. He's just like, I'm not going to participate. You're not going to participate. He goes, but I want to bring 10 of my people against 10 of your people. Would your people be interested? I was like, I'll ask. And I was just like, this isn't some kind of scam, Russell, because you're known for not being on the up and up on it. And he's like, no, I just figured they like it. And I'm just like, all right, well, this doesn't sound like you, but let me, let me run it. Right. So anyway, and they were like, heck yeah. And so got a nice group of
Are you doing it, Matt? Are you part of it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
When it was first announced, I said, sure, I'd be interested. But then later on, when they released the whole schedule of the thing, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get chosen.
It's very time consuming. So, but it's kind of like from what I gathered, it's kind of like Sequester, but spaced out.
Well, that's cool. I mean, because some people can't just sit there for 5-6 hours at a time. I mean, put it this way: if I'm a Survivor patron, like a Survivor Nsfw or patron of any Survivor type podcast, I would most likely be into something like that if I had the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's cool.
So they were talking yesterday. What color shirt should we wear? Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, you know what? I was like, if I were a patron, I would like a shirt with my name on it, with the tribe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I made that, and then I put it up on the Patreon page, and they're like,
I saw that.
Well, anyway, there's a group with all the participants from our patron group and Russell's, all 20 competitors, and me and Russell, and I put it up there. And Russell texted me. He's just like, can you make a shirt for my people? I was like, don't you make shirts? He's like, you've seen my shirts. So I hit up my guy and I make Russell's patrons can go to JonnyFairplay.com and get a shirt for fucking Russell's.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it works out. We're all one big happy family, and I think
exactly.
I think it's cool and it's a fun concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm really excited, and let me say this now because we don't say this at the beginning of every one of these Q&As. If you are a patron and you are not a member of the Survivor Nsfw secret Patreon group, and that's where you get to ask your question, send a Facebook friend request to me, Jonny Fairplay. Very easy to find. Facebook.com/Jonny Fairplay. There's no H in Johnny. It's JONNY FAIRPLAY. Send a friend request. But also, and all caps, send me a message saying, hey, I'm a patron. Let me in the fucking group. Because I have over 2,000 pending friend requests. And I can't, if I have a message here that says you have a new patron, and then your email is, sucksdicks@AOL.com, I'm not going to think that patron Matt is sucksdick@AOL.com. I might guess that, but I mean, that's assuming. I don't like that. That's leading the witness.
Yeah, right.
So no. And Matt appreciates me not assuming that he sucksdicks@AOL.com. Right, Matt?
Which Matt are you talking to? Both?
The other patron, Matt.
Oh, no. Even though I do a fucking podcast with Johnny, he still makes me sign up for the Patreon.
Yeah. So, I'm waiting for Russell to ask to be a patron. I want to see what you're doing right over there. my people, I use fear on mine. What do y'all use? So, and everybody, if you like the Survivor Nsfw face masks, because it appears as though those face masks are going to be a reality in our lives for quite a while longer. It's so crazy because like in Danville, I wasn't going to the Walmarts and stuff like that, but the other places, I just put my buff on, run in or whatever. Now we've entered phase 1 of the reintroduction of life back to normal, and to go into any brick and mortar building that you're not eating at, you have to wear a mask. So there's more, and that just started last Friday afternoon. Mm-hmm. And so more people have bought masks in Virginia this past week than they had since March.
Wow.
Because
it's a mandatory thing, right?
Yeah, because either motherfuckers just weren't going anywhere, which good for you, or they were and they were like, I don't give a fuck. Well, now you have to give a fuck or you can't go in. So
right.
Anyway,
right.
So if you're one of those that didn't buy a mask, shame on you. Now get a mask. And if you've worn out that mask since you've had it since fucking March, you're due for a new mask. Get yourself a Survivor Nsfw mask. And as I said, once you switch to the mask tier, just switch out of it at the end of the month so you don't get another mask the next month. Or if you want another mask next month, then don't fucking change it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Karen Eisenberg is like, you're not supposed to tell them. I was just like, no, I don't
want to tell them. Yeah,
one is good for most people. So
right.
But if you would like more than one, I mean, I'm gonna have two. I'm sure Matt Bischoff's gonna have two. Patron Matt might have three. You never know.
That's right. Right on. Well, we're an hour into the Patreon podcast. Right. We don't have any time to answer questions, so we will see you next week. I'm just kidding. So Matt, bring up these because this is going to be a multi-parter. Yeah. Because Jonny usually talks for 30 minutes, and we have like 5 minutes to answer questions.
Perfect.
But yes, if you want to lead us into this shit, I'm excited for this. I feel like I haven't done a Patreon. I feel like all I've been doing is labor of love fucking podcasts.
That was your call, not mine, brother.
So, no, but I like it. It's fun.
Is that your guilty pleasure?
Well, because someone I know is on it, I enjoy it. If someone I don't know is on a dating show, I'm not watching. So question number 1, read it out, Matt.
All right. Troy Michael Warber says, do you prefer the beach or the mountains for vacationing?
Ooh. That's an interesting question because for spring break, typically I go to the mountains, which I love. And for summer vacay, I go to the beach. And I don't go to a Florida, Hilton Head, California beach. I go to northern Michigan, which people are like, Michigan, what the fuck? The place I go, I'm not even going to tell about where I actually go, but
it's a secret.
It is so private and like beautiful.
Lake Erie right there.
And there's no fucking sea creatures. There's nobody around. I like privacy and it's fucking dope. It's a hidden gem and I go there every year. So that's a toss up, man, because the mountains and the water, not just the beach, but the lakes. Oh man, if someone had a gun to my head and said, beaches or mountains, I would probably say beaches because I like staring at my wife's ass and tits in a bathing suit. So there's my answer.
There's perks there.
Yeah, there are perks.
I was in the mountains on a farm this past weekend,
and
then I'm leaving Wednesday morning to the Outer Banks. I'm going to go to Kitty Hawk, Kill Devil Hills over there. So where the Wright brothers flew the first plane.
Let me ask you this. Are you going to bring tons of Blue Chew?
No, no. I'm bringing my mom and my
okay.
and my daughters.
And let me ask you that, Matt. What do you prefer, beach or mountains?
Oh man,
the mountains are so dope, dude.
I'd probably say mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, northern Michigan kind of has. I mean, they don't have mountains, but it's sort of the best of both worlds because you can get a beach and then there's like the dunes.
Oh yeah, and then there's a lot of skiing in the mountain. Like, was it Boyne Mountain and shit?
Yep.
So yeah, dude. I mean that's why motherfuckers like living in California, where you can literally go to the beach in the fucking morning and then go skiing. In certain times of the year in the fucking mountains. And
you can do that shit in Virginia.
Yeah, right on. Well, yeah, thanks for the question. That's dope.
I choose beach. I'm all about bikinis.
Cool, yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially your wife.
All right.
That's awesome.
Now I got to look out for Zach Hacker moving into my turf.
All right. Evan Kurth says, "Hey Matt, how many Survivor players' beards have you collected so far, and who are you targeting next?"
Ooh, that's a good question. So the only Survivor player, I'm not gonna lie, I got Johnny Fairplay's beard right here. Now, what I would like to do, so I have Phil from the Survivor Specialist, even though he's not an actual Survivor player, he is sending me his beard. Okay. He's part of the community.
Tommy said he was going to.
Tommy Sheehan. Yeah. What season was he on? I think he might have won. This guy, Tommy Sheehan. He was going to send me his beard. But what I would love to do is somehow, like every time you watch these fucking Ponderosa videos, survivors will shave that's the first thing they do is shave their fucking beard. So I would love to work out something with CBS where like when they shave their beard, they put it in a bag and it's just going to be sent to me. Because like I said, I want to have, right now I'm in a temporary podcasting room because it's summertime. My kids are dominating, but I would love to have a wall of beards.
Yeah. And I had sex in that room.
Yeah, right. I thought I smelled a little bleach, pineapple, coconut bleach kind of scent earlier when I was like, right before the podcast, I laid my head down on the pillow and I'm like, oh man, this must be Johnny Fairplay's fucking love juice.
Yeah.
Dried.
Yeah. I should have been with someone else while I was there.
You should have. But I would call out to all survivors. If any, no survivor is a patron of ours, so they won't ever fucking hear this. But yeah, I plan on getting a collection. I think the thing that people are weirded out about is like, oh, it's my DNA. Like if there was ever like, if I wanted to like murder somebody and then sprinkle like Rupert, Johnny Fairplay's, and Russell Hanson's beard at the scene.
I told Wendell you wanted his beard.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. The $1 million fucking beard. That would rule.
It's almost as good as Johnny Fairplay's.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of my bizarre collections. I think it's funny and I think it fits, today. Oh, real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna find this picture and see if I can put it on the screen. So can you guys see that?
Yes.
This is a dog that popped up. These people, it's got a fucking beautiful ass beard. It's a Shih Tzu, and apparently, like every 4 weeks, they get it groomed so it has this luxurious fucking beard. And I told my wife I would love to have another fucking dog that looks like that. It looks like a fucking human being with a big ass beard.
Yeah,
and it's fucking hilarious. I've never seen a dog like that in my life.
Getting a second dog?
Nah, dude. Today has been a fucking rough one because we had to wake up super fucking early, take our dog. He's a mix between a Boston Terrier and a French Bulldog. So he's got that smashed face, and his nostrils are like he can barely breathe. So he's like always snorting and shit. So we had to get his balls fucking chopped off today. In addition to that, he had to get this where they cut his nose to open the holes bigger so he can breathe. And then did like this fucking shaved his like palate of his like throat. Ooh. So the fucking Tessa was, we had to drop him off in the early morning. He was probably like, what the fuck is going on? My mom and dad left me here. And then we picked him up and he's fucking hurting. So we've been taking care of him since I got home earlier. And he's not feeling too hot. But so eventually I'd like to get a second dog.
He'll be back in the South.
Yeah. He'll be back. It takes like 10 days to, and I asked her last night, I said, hey, before we went to bed, I said, did you take a picture of his fucking balls, but his last photo of his ball sack before it's chopped off? She's like, no, but Ryder did. My son Ryder took it. So I wanted to fucking save his balls in like a formaldehyde jar. But I don't know if that would have flown. I didn't have the balls to ask, but yeah. But anyways, so thanks. Hopefully I'll get some more beards, dudettes.
So all right. Josh Blake says, Johnny, you have to pick one for an alliance. Who would it be? Chelsea, Walker, or Lil Morris?
Yuck and yuck.
And there's a second part There's a second question, but you can answer that first.
Fuck. I hate Chelsea more recently, so let's go with Lil.
Do you think Lil would actually work with you? Like, if you were to think about this scenario of you playing Survivor Losers season 50,
yeah,
and you have to fucking
Well,
who would be willing to work with you?
I think it would suck that I would be on a season called Survivor Loser. but those two should definitely be on there. I think the casting went pretty good there, and then went downhill with me. Yeah.
So you would choose Lil?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Lil, I did work with at one time, and maybe I can find that sweet spot, or it's just one of those. It's either it's going to happen or it's not. Chelsea would just fucking lie. I mean, she's a liar. She's a shitbag. So
well, I don't know Chelsea. I don't know what your beef is.
You're missing nothing.
But I think if I'm looking at it from a Survivor fan, I would say you would have, if you were on a season with those two people, I think you could talk sense into Lil enough to work with you, saying, Lil, look, no one's going to suspect this.
Yeah.
And you have been out of the Survivor scene forever. I've been in the scene.
Yeah.
I know all these people. So if you work with me, we're numbers. Whereas Chelsea is not. She obviously wanted you out during sequester.
And as a Survivor fan, you would know who Lil is, as opposed to the other person.
Well, like I said, I don't know your beef. When I was watching, she was one of the people I was actually excited to watch on her season, but she got voted out so damn early. But
yeah, because she sucks. I mean, when you get voted out with an idol in your pocket, no one tells you, is because maybe no one likes you.
Mm-hmm. Tell me how you really feel, Fair Play. I think Fair Play's butthurt over sequester still.
I'm over it. I mean, I'm not over it. I'm just over it.
Yeah. What's the second part to that question, Matt?
Matt and Johnny, what 3 musical acts are the most influential of the past 30 years?
So you're asking like influential as a whole to society?
Well, it's not Matt.
I think it's more to you.
Yeah. Oh, like who's been what bands have been what bands have been influential to me maybe as a singer and a musician? Is that kind of what they want to say, Johnny? Fair Play, you think? Okay, so
means, yeah.
So I would say
30 years, so that's 1990. Okay, so that.
Yep. So for me, it's easy. It's Alice in Chains. It's Caius and Mark Lanigan. He was a singer for the Screaming Trees. So as far as musical influences and people that have pushed me to want to be a singer and write music and bands that I listen to every day of my life, as I did in the 90s, it's Alice in Chains, Caius, and Mark Lanigan. And the cool thing is this, I've hung out with the dudes from Alice in Chains, Lane Staley, before he died. John Garcia, the singer for Caius, is one of my best friends. And Mark Lanigan, I've been talking to on the phone about potentially doing some shit with a project with him down the road. So, yeah, it's crazy how the world works. But those are my 3. Fair Play. Who are yours?
I have 3 and an honorable mention.
All right.
Because I have to.
Yeah, of course.
Fair Play it somehow. White Stripes, Beck, and Kanye West.
Right, good choices.
And my honorable mention is Radiohead.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Okay. I'll take those.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. That rules.
I was just thinking about my music. I mean, like, there's probably 15 White Stripes albums over there. There's a few Beck, and there's like 9 Kanye, and then there's probably like 9 Radioheads. So
I have a question for you. It's like, do you do a lot of vinyl selling, Johnny, on eBay? Don't you have like Johnny Fair Play vinyl store or something?
Yeah.
Like, do you do a lot with that? I never talked to you about that.
So I mean, I pretty much at the end of last year, I had pretty much bought every single vinyl record I wanted ever. I mean, like if I want it, I own it. And most of them original pressings. So some not, but mostly original pressings. So I went at the end of the year. I basically took out over a third of my collection, and it was just like, you know what, like, I like it. I bought it. I've had it. I'm gonna sell a third of my collection. And I have stuff like up to $200. So now I'm looking for the $200 to $400 stuff that I wouldn't buy before, because it's just like, fuck, this is $200 to $400. And so I sold my up to $200. I sold a third of that, so over a third. So now I'm on the hunt for the $200 to $400 stuff that I really, really wanted. And but it's hard to find. And then when you do find it, like maybe it'll be like a VG plus. I'm just like, ooh, I really need a near mint, because like I've bought what some people consider VG, and I bought some stuff that people consider VG plus. And I'm just like, your definition and my definition greatly differ. And so I just really need, mint or near mint to be happy. I mean, like I've been searching for this record, 13 Shots to the Dome by LL Cool J, for a while. And I found a great deal on it, and I got it. And I'm pretty sure they used a butter knife to play it on their record player. And
wow, that's
it's just like, I want to throw it out the fucking window. I'm so pissed off.
Right.
But I found one, for, probably triple, and I'm just like, I don't want to pay triple.
Yeah.
And it's honestly not that crazy expensive an album, but like a lot of those, these white whales that I'm looking for, they're not in the United States, so they're out of Europe or Japan or Italy or somewhere overseas, that's like, and shipping's only $30. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, right.
I can get a reissue of it for $30. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. But no, like I have very few stuff left to sell. Like I've sold most of the stuff I wanted to sell. So.
Well, it's funny. Real quick, we go before Matt reads the next question. You know how your buddy he owns the "Who Let the Dogs Out" song or whatever. So like Tessa, she's been ordering a lot of these shirts. I don't know where the fuck she orders them, Etsy or some shit. They're like they have funny shit.
Oh, JohnnyFairplay.com. I've seen it.
she has this fucking tank. I think it's a tank top. It says, "It was me. I let the dogs out."
Ooh, I'm gonna have to report her.
Yeah, it's fucking funny, dude. I was like, oh, Fairplay will love that one, dude, because she has no idea. I don't think that your friend even. I told her now, but before she got that, but yeah, she has some funny. She has some funny ones.
There's a special on. I think it's on Hulu right now.
Yeah, you were saying your buddy didn't want to partake or something in that.
He didn't do it. He refused, and he had his lawyer do it. Yeah. So, but they had to pay him to use the song, and he's like, "Ha fuckers!"
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, right on, Matt. Go on to the next one. Thank you for the music question. Always love those ones.
All right, Chris Klein. Could you please elaborate more on what a pre-jury trip / cruise entails? Where do you go? How long is it?
Never heard of a cruise. They should do that, because then you'd be more locked down. Real quick, Matt, who are your 3 most influential musical?
I already fucking told you.
Patron Matt, god damn it.
Oh fuck.
Oh, you're asking what mine are?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Because you play guitar, don't you, Matt?
You guitar? Bass, yeah.
You play bass, okay.
You play a skin flute?
Yeah. No.
Yes, he does. He does.
Although, I don't know, looking at that mullet, it's
skin flute virtuoso.
I would probably say the Chili Peppers. I'm a big Blink-182 fan. And then,
you like to shop at the
if I had to narrow it down to
you good. You gotta spin.
What's that?
You got a Hot Topic a lot.
Johnny's being a fucking dumbass. And who's the third one? If you had a chance,
I would probably go with like Zeppelin or Pink Floyd.
They're not in the last 30 years.
Yeah, it's hard to narrow it down.
those are good. Those are good.
Right.
Fuck it. Those are good choices. Oh, he's got a Zeppelin tattoo. Right on. Did Brandon Hans do that pile of shit?
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon Hans will be on the podcast in the next 8 weeks. Get ready.
He is. He's actually doing a lot. We even talk about his tattoos on that. Like I said, when I first started seeing you get do tattoos, I wouldn't have let you touch me with a fucking 10-foot pole. Now, I might consider it if I had like 15 or 16 beers in me. I might consider it.
Yeah, and it'll thin your blood out real nice.
Yeah.
All right. So a pre-jury trip / cruise. There's no such thing as a Survivor pre-jury cruise. Not that I've ever heard of. Once again, sounds amazing. Wish that were the case. That is. Yeah. Pre-jury trip. All right. So on Pearl Islands,
don't even answer. If you've never been on the pre-jury trip on Pearl Islands, I would not even fucking answer it because I have a fucking story to tell about Caramoan. So Micronesia, you were on.
Yeah, but I have a quick
okay, gotcha.
Quick one for Pearl Islands. Pearl Islands, they didn't go anywhere. Michael Bolton owns a house right near where they filmed, and they just stuck them in Michael Bolton's house for the pre-jury. And then like they took them to go see the Panama Canal one day and something like they were just like it was the worst pre-jury of all. Like they're just like, and they did the same thing for All Stars, and they probably did the same thing for because they filmed in Panama like 4 seasons in a row. So the pre-jury trip was to Michael Bolton's house in Panama, which supposedly wasn't that awesome. But for Micronesia, we were supposed to go to Australia, but they said that Yao Man and myself were too recognizable. And so they did a last minute change and took us to Thailand. And so we went to Phuket and Bangkok. And it was pretty listen to the Micronesia reunion show. And we give some details. There was a detail I forgot that Chet goes, he said his favorite part of the one of his favorite parts of our Bangkok or of our Phuket trip in Thailand was we went to this place called Reggae Bar, and they had weed, and and they had these big like hammocks and sofas and with cushions everywhere. And I'm laying with, I can't remember who I was laying with somebody, and Yao Man was laying. I think Chet was laying with Tracy. I think I was laying with Mary, maybe. Anyway, I think Yao Man was laying with Amy Kuzak. So, and check and clarify. We'll have him back on. And I yell at Yao Man, show her your dick. Show her your dick, Yao Man. And she was like, it was great.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
There's lots of dick showing in Thailand.
But dude, the pre-jury trips, man, like for me, I get voted out on day 16, and then I realize, fuck, I'm going to make a good chunk of money. I mean, I was devastated I got voted out, but I'm like, fuck, I had no idea how much money I was going to make. So I was like, damn, I'm going to make a good payday out of this. And then I went on it was probably 2.5 weeks because I got to get the pre-jury people out. Like we go to Ponderosa, we stay there till the final pre-jury person got there, which was Corinne. Once Corinne got there, they have to get all the pre-jury people out of there, so they take you on this trip. So we were in the Philippines.
Everyone comes home at the same day so that no one knows how you did.
Yeah, so we went to Malaysia. So we went all over Malaysia. I mean, we spent a couple days just in the Philippines, which was awesome. And then flew to Malaysia. We went to Kuala Lumpur and Penang and Malacca. And CBS will hire a guide that comes and says, okay, today we have options. Would you guys like to do the Malaysian cooking class, or would you want to just stay at the resort, or do you want to do this? So I'll sign up for the Malaysian cooking class. So we did a cooking class, and then we went to, I did every activity known to man. Like Francesca a lot of times would stay back at whatever hotel we were staying at to like read books and shit. But I'm like, fuck that. I was like, I want to experience as much shit as possible. Fucking CBS is paying for this shit.
On someone else's dime, yeah.
Yes, I'm fucking eating at every fine dining place. I'm like, hey, do you guys want to go to the fucking National Mosque in Malaysia? Do you want to go to these Buddhist temples? Do you want to fucking ride these little crazy bikes around? Do you know, I did all of it. Go to this fucking shitty ass water park. We went, we went to this most terrible water park ever. It was like we were like the only ones there, and there's these like gnarly water slides, and like we'd like walk all the way to the top, like climb up these stairs, and the guy that's supposed to like help you, like, okay, on the count of 3 we're gonna push you down the slide. The dude was like, he's like fucking passed out with a cigarette in his mouth, like fucking, and me and Corinne are like, what in the fuck? It was the most ghetto shit ever, but it was a fucking blast. They gave us spending money. So I have all kinds of shit that I bought in all these little like villages around Malaysia. Yeah, we got a decent amount, dude. So I just like went shop. I bought all kinds of shit. I have bins of shit that I brought back for Tessa. Yeah. And then like I went with a couple guys. They wanted to get what's his name? Johnny Patillo. He used to be a producer for Survivor. He was getting ready to get married. So like in Malaysia, you could go to these little markets and get fitted for like tuxedos real cheap. So, and I know you're familiar with that, Johnny. Some of these foreign countries, you can get custom tailored suits and tuxedos for fucking dirt ass cheap. So
I got three suits and like 4 sport coats.
Yeah, they fucking measure you and they make that shit immediately.
Like I think it was like a 5-day tournament. Like we had enough time in Phuket that like the first night, me, Chet, Mikey B, and Yao Man all went and got suits made, and they were all so mad because like I was like doing like deep dives, and I'm just like, that crazy fabric back there. I'm like, make a sport coat out of that, and they're just like, what are you doing? I'm just like, it's what I want something crazy. Yeah. And then they're just like, man, we like when we got them, they're like, man, I should have done that. But then I'm just like, man, I should have got a fucking suit out of that, not just the fucking jacket.
Right. Yeah, no shit. So here's the thing. As much as I would have loved to be a part of the jury and determine the winner of Survivor Caramoan, and be able to hang out with my bros at Ponderosa, there's something to be said, man. It's kind of like, if I'm going to be the first one to Ponderosa, if I'm the first jury member or I'm the last pre-jury,
I'd rather be last pre-jury.
I'd rather be, because you get this fucking trip, you guys. And so it's literally a vacation that I will remember for the rest of my fucking life with beautiful people I play with on the show. And it's all paid for by CBS. Otherwise, you're just stuck at this like dog shit resort. And yeah, you get to go to tribal council and do that. I get it. But it's just like, like I would have got, like, let's say I made the jury. I would have like pre-jury, last pre-jury or first jury is like a $2,500 prize difference.
That's it.
Well,
you can't do that for $2,500.
Yeah, so it's way, way worth going on the pre-jury trip. And some of these pre-jury trips, dude, like when they go to Australia, I've seen a lot of the, if you guys are smart and you can look at contestants that once the season is over and they post the pre-jury trip pictures, go look at it. This is a fucking vacation that would cost you $10,000 to go do. So it was fucking great. So thanks for the question. Next question, Matty boy. By the way, as we're doing this, real quick, Mike Scoopin, I just saw this pop up in You May Want to Be Friends with This Person. It says Michael David. And I'm like, that's fucking Mike Scoopin.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Johnny?
I'm good. I gotta say, like you don't hand like I'm leaving at 10 a.m. to go to Outer Banks, North Carolina
tomorrow.
Wednesday morning.
Oh, Wednesday morning. Okay.
I got a friend of mine driving the Survivor Nsfw face masks from Roanoke tomorrow night. A friend is delivering them to me.
Right.
I will be stuffing envelopes and doing address mailers tomorrow night. I will be waking up at 7:30. Well, probably 7. I'll be leaving my house at 7:30 to go to the post office to drop those off. Then come back, finish getting Piper ready, and then going to, and then driving 5+ hours to the Outer Banks.
Right on. It must be nice to fucking make so much money with the podcast that you don't have to work and you can just go to chats and you can go to fucking Outer Banks.
It must. Don't tell my job.
Getting fucking mullets and shit. Fuck.
I know. No. I went to Chet's Friday afternoon.
I'm fucking with you.
And I'm taking off work. So, but it sucks stuffing that like I got this month's pictures are Sandra and Earl and Sarah Lucina and the Iceman Brian Heidick, the rare Iceman autograph.
That's a rare one. That's good.
And all of those, like Sarah was like, fine, whatever, because I just put it in with the buffs, for the charity deal. But what is this for? Why do I need to do? Why do I have to? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I enclosed a self-addressed stamped envelope. Just fucking send the shit back. Scribble, like it's okay. They're like, no.
I mean, in their defense, it's like they're gonna probably be like, Johnny Fairplay's making money off my fucking autograph. It's for their patrons, but in their defense, I understand. Like if I was on Survivor and you were like, because I made my own fucking shirts when I played Survivor Caramoan. So if Johnny Fairplay hit me up and said, I want to make a fucking Survivor the Beard shirt, I would most likely say yes. But I would still be like, dude, like I fucking do my own shirts too. So if I rub my back, I'll rub yours. Just fucking like tell them I got my own shirts too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, but the people that get all bet, it's like, dude, it's Survivor. We're not fucking movie stars, right? So if someone sends me a fucking, I don't give a fuck if it's Russell Hance or Rob C. And hey, sign these fucking pictures. Because Omar from Hearts of Reality sent me a fucking handful. And I thought it was easy. I opened it up. I took my Sharpie. I signed them all. I let them dry. I put them back in there.
Oh, I don't let them
fucking
dry.
Seal the envelope, and I fucking put it in the mailbox. Yeah. So, all right, Matt. Sorry we're rambling, dude. I hope you're getting entertained at least by this shit.
Oh yeah.
Is this all you thought it would be? All you thought it would be and more?
So much more.
Okay. Yeah, I feel it. This is the last. Hold on, this is the last question we have time for tonight. I don't know if you've seen the upcoming quote.
Last one. Oh man, mine's next.
Oh man,
is this your question right now?
No, after this one.
No, mine's the next one.
We don't have time for it.
Oh,
it's fine.
You have a podcast after this, Johnny?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Canceled.
All right. Go ahead.
So he says, do you have or want any Survivor tattoos?
Oof.
So here's the deal. This is my Survivor tattoo. My tattoo artist killed himself, unfortunately. So every time I look at this, I think of him. I said, hey, bro, I was on Survivor, which he knew. And so he made this skull, and the head of the skull is like a globe. There's a rope. There's a Black Widow because there's a Black Widow spider. I got torches, palm trees, the torch. I'm sorry. I can't. The torch is up here. There's fire around my nipples. There's a crab right there. And this was my Survivor experience tattoo. And I had this done that I showed my cast at the finale. But I would love to blend in because I have full sleeves of tattoos. So I want to blend in this shit into my sleeves. And I want to add some more Survivor themed. I might even get a fucking Jonny Exotic tattoo. But that chest piece, I didn't want some Survivor. I'm not a fan of like if I would have gotten like fucking a Survivor logo, Survivor Caramel and logo that was on the show.
Yeah, Papa Smurf has that, and I hate it.
Dude, I literally just went to my tattoo artist and I said, "Man, here's some elements of my experience." And then he fucking drew up that fucking thing on his own. And I went in there. I went in there for my first appointment, and he fucking unveiled the shit, just like the line art, black ink drawing of it. And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude, that's dope as fuck." And we did it. It was like 3 sittings, and it was agony. Chest fucking kills. And yeah, that's the last tattoo that I got. And then unfortunately, he killed himself, and it fucking sucks. And I haven't been tattooed since. But yeah, it's like every fucking day. I mean, pretty much all the shit you see on my arms are done by the same guy that did my chest, and he was my main tattooist. And so yeah, fuck. And peek behind the curtain. If you guys go to Amazon, I think it's on Amazon. If you search an episode called "Old Friends" from a show called Miami Ink., Chris Garver did a back piece on my back of the guy with the world's longest beard, Hans Langseth. So I was on that TV show in 2005, which was years before Survivor. And I actually had to fucking God, when I went through Survivor casting, I literally had to fucking go to the production company that filmed Miami Ink., and they had to go into their fucking safety deposit box archives of the fucking waiver I fucking signed for their show to give to CBS. That was like one of the fucking hiccup nightmares. It's like, fuck.
To make sure that you didn't sign your life away.
Yeah, to make sure there was no fucking discrepancies of shit, So I'm like, fuck. They're like, yeah, it's going to take us some time to do it because Miami Ink. had been long fucking gone at that point. And it was like, these little reality TV shows, Miami Ink. at the time was like the hot fucking show. And Kat Von D was on there. She had just left right before I got my tattoo, but it was a hot show. But then, there's these little fucking reality TV production companies put on these, film these shows. So I got it squared away. But that is my tattoo, represents my Survivor experience. I wouldn't mind getting a Survivor Nsfw tattoo, actually.
I'm getting Matt's cartoon face on my ass. How many more patrons? Like, we're at 116. As soon as we get 500 patrons.
Yeah, we're getting the fucking tattoos.
We're getting the tattoos. 500. Tell your friends.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Well, that was fun, guys.
Now, right on.
Read your question.
Yeah, we usually keep these about an hour, so we'll answer this question.
I was just fucking with it.
I know, but let's fucking do this. Matt, what is your question, brother?
All right. It is on the Micronesia reunion, Johnny, you mentioned that you heard season 41 was currently filming. Can you tell us anything more about that, or is that just a rumor? Or what do you know about that?
That was rumor and innuendo from I can't say who, but the game is flawed. And that intel was proven to be incorrect. Because
so at the time you filmed the Micronesia podcast.
At the time we filmed the Micronesia podcast, Mikey B was one of the people on the podcast.
Yeah.
He was in Arizona and he was walking with Erica Shea, who works in casting. Mm-hmm. And Erica Shea was like, nope. Not. Wow. I was like, Erica Shea, rumor and innuendo, season 41 is filming right now. And she goes, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks. And then he kept walking and there's Laura Moret and there's Sierra and I was just like, or Sienna. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty crazy. So if you haven't watched, it's a really good watch. So
do I have to pay to become the patron to watch, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
That's why I haven't watched. I don't know where the fucking link is, man. I would have watched it today at work.
I explain it every week that you have to pay.
Okay. Fuck. You dick face.
I know. But the hair.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. I know. Damn. So yeah, 41 and 42. I hope it fucking airs.
It's happening. We're getting so close to being done with this. I mean, like, well, I don't know. I'm still waiting for next week when they're like, everybody's on lockdown again. Y'all fucked up.
Yeah. Right on. Was that the only question you had, Matt? There was no part two.
Mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
so Johnny, so
no.
how are you wanting to end this and keep going? Okay.
Keep going. Yeah. I was just fucking with Matt earlier.
Okay. I'm gonna go piss while you answer the first part of this question.
Okay.
Oh, so the next question, Karen Bell Eisenberg. Do you actually think that Russell won't cheat during the Patron Survivor?
Well, you can go ahead and finish reading it.
Sorry, that it went away. Let me pull that back up. Went away while I was reading it.
Sweet.
Let's see. Do you actually think that Russell won't cheat during Patron Survivor? I don't think that he would propose this unless he was sure that he would win it.
See, here's the thing. He pitched it to me and was just like, hey, I'm not doing this. I'd imagine that you don't have time to do this. And he is 1000% correct on that. I like, we me and Matt record, 12 podcasts a week now, I think. So, I don't think he's directly involved in this. However, I'm sure he's coaching them up, telling them, hey, lie to them, tell them that we're going to flip, but we ain't really going to flip, shit like that. So, I think he thinks he has more evil patrons than we do, and I think he's right. I think his patrons are probably immensely. I mean, like if you believe the shit that motherfucker says, you're definitely part. Well, you're part dumb, but you're part evil. So, but I don't think that we're as evil, but I think that we're smarter, we're more cohesive, and we're better. So I think that'll win over just evil and dumb.
There you have it.
But Chris Crawford, he had a nice follow-up to that. He said, Karen, Russell does a lot of things that he is unable to win. So one of those is sex, I hear. Sex. Ha!
Oh, shit.
Thank you.
That's
all right.
Awesome.
All right. Here we go. Matt, give us David Garcia's.
All right. Just finished Australian All-Stars and loved it. After listening to Johnny and Wendell's draft, do you think there is any chance in hell we ever see U.S. versus Australia?
I think so. I think it'll be, the U.S. won't offer it. I think Australia will. I think the only problem is going to come down to pay. So they don't pay a lot. So most of the people, they like on All Stars, most of the people got between like $1,000 and $2,000. So and that includes like second place. So first place gets 500,000, second place, everyone else gets the same amount of money, and whatever they feel you deserve. But most got between 1 and 2. I know one person that argued for more and got it, and that person got $9,000. Damn. So, and that person had lots of hospital bills afterwards as well. And I'm pretty sure they covered that, but once you start talking about hospital bills and surgeries and stuff like that, then you're talking about not going immediately back to work. And so $9,000 isn't really $9,000. So,
well, let me ask you this though, in relation to, is the show way more low budget and like, okay, so CBS, huge television network, Survivor is like a big fucking show.
Yeah.
Is Survivor Australia, like on fucking, public access in Australia?
No. It's big. It's a big show.
Okay. But like, are other TV shows contestants get a lot of money, or is this part of the course of like other shows? Like, is Australia just a
I
whole
think this
different
is
market?
on par. So I think the problem is like, they have, well, I mean, number one, they don't have as much, they're not putting as much money into it.
Mm-hmm.
Channel 10, which is like their CBS or whatever. They're not putting, as much money into it. They have a lot more contestants, the crew's there for, they're there 50 fucking days.
Right. There's a lot of different factors.
I just think they just spread out. So I think Russell said he got, I want to say 18,000.
Not bad.
So, but is 18,000 enough to bring the cast that, like, is Cyril Lucena going to Australia or going to Fiji to play Australian Survivor for 50 fucking days for $18,000?
Right.
I don't know if she is.
Mm-hmm. Is Johnny fair play?
No, not for 18,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, right on.
Not enough money. So, but I mean, they're willing to negotiate. So is Johnny Fairplay.
Yeah. Oh shit. So how many more you want to answer tonight, Johnny? Just based off, I don't care. We're 1 hour and 1 minute in.
Let's do where are we?
I haven't seen any of the questions. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do 2 more. Oh no. Let's do one. Let's do one more because the next one's a Fred's fuck fable, and that's gonna take a while.
All right. So last question, and I just want to, before we go to this question, first of all, Matt, thank you so much. I love doing these. I love that you're steering the ship. I haven't even looked at the questions. I love being surprised.
That part's obvious, Matt.
And given the fucking getting the true emotion and answer, whether it's good or bad. That's why we love these things. So last question of tonight.
Okay, so Debbie Moore Rodriguez says, "Can I be on your next watch along?"
Johnny, are you frozen?
I don't understand. Like,
she's saying if we do Survivor, fucking Island of the Idols watch along, and we have a guest.
We wouldn't have a patron guest on that. We have someone from the season that's telling us what we missed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So there you have it. So
I was thinking she was talking, and maybe she is talking. Like, remember the cruising with the castaways? Like,
yeah.
Castaway. We could have Debbie drive us around, and I'm for that.
Yes, but as far as the Castaway watch alongs, what we try to do, you guys, which we still got to bust out the final Survivor Caramone 90-minute shit show. We will have someone from that season of Survivor, and Micronesia will start probably. I would by the end of June. I promise you, or I will quit this fucking podcast. We will have Caramone finished, and then Micronesia is next. So we got a lot of great things happening, a lot of great content. I know Johnny did the Micronesia reunion. We have the fun labor.
Hire you when you don't do the. I hear you say that, and I'm just like, so Matt quits, and then I call him back the next day and say, "Are you coming back?" And you're like, "Yeah." I wanted the schematics on this.
All right. But so we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and a lot of our patrons are doing their own podcasts, and it's cool. It's one big happy family. Our patrons are asking so many awesome questions. When we first started doing these Q&As, it would be like Johnny and I'd be like, "Oh fuck, we got like 6 questions," and we'd shoot the shit for a while and then do the questions. Now we have so many fucking questions that we could do a 4-hour fucking Q&A. Well, plus Johnny and I like to fucking talk a lot of shit, but we love it. And patrons, keep it coming. And I promise you that we are going to continue. We are dedicated to the brand and the family, and I really love doing these Q&As. So thank you, and thank you, Matt, for being a part of this tonight. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and everyone, and stay safe, everybody, man. I mean, I know the president today fucking put out some thing like he's calling National Guards to all these cities with all these protesters, and it's crazy. We go from pandemic to this shit. Just love all fucking people. I'm for loving anybody that's cool. If you're an asshole, fuck you. If you're a cool motherfucker, I love you. And that's why I'm on Johnny Fairplay's top 10 nicest list. So we will be back for a part 2, and you never know, maybe even a part 3 podcast. So if you're looking for t-shirts, go to johnnyfairplay.com. Tell your friends about this podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Get your face mask.
Get your face mask. Because I'll tell you what, today Tessa had to go into my wife had to go into the vet, and it's like masks are mandatory, only a couple people at a time. So she'll either wear a buff or like just a fucking surgical mask. And these Survivor Nsfw masks that are coming out are perfect. Cloth mask, lightweight. You're not going to fucking get claustrophobia wearing it. And it's cool. It's just
they're high quality.
High quality. It's simple branding. Yeah. And
I ordered them, and they came, and I was just like, hey, like, you know, can I get extra colors? You know, and he was just like, yeah, like that one, you know, it's like 40 different colors. So I was like, oh, cool, awesome. And he's just like, well, that's not the one in the picture. And I was just like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, no, you paid for this other one. It's immensely lower quality, but you have all different color options. So I was like, well, what does it look like compared to the one that you sent me the picture of? He's just like, oh, and he said, I'm just like, I wouldn't charge people for these. I was like, well, that's not the ones I want then. I was like, what about the ones in the picture? He's like, oh yeah, those are a lot more. And I'm like, well, those are the ones we're getting. Yeah. So he was just like, yeah, you don't have the color options with that. And I was like, I bet.
Yeah.
So that's funny. So yes, so in case you're wondering, guys, they're very high quality. I assure you.
Yeah, and who knows how long it's going to be. So, and here's my. Go ahead.
Hey, Matt, are you about to bring someone into the frame?
What?
I thought you were bringing a guest on?
Oh no, I just
he just brings. So what I will say is this it's fucking crazy. I drive around, I see motherfuckers wearing masks in their own car, driving by themselves, which I think is absolutely fucking ridiculous and insane. Yes. But I understand, like, maybe they're just like not wanting to, they went to a store and they're not wanting to touch it till they get home or whatever. But there is going to be a time where this comes to an end and we're all going to be like, fuck. Remember the time where we fucking had to walk around with masks? So as far as the Survivor Nsfw mask is, it's like, it will be a piece of history. The amount that Johnny made, when they're gone, and that's it. So it could be just a fucking souvenir of 2020 and the shit show. So be safe. Love you guys. We'll see you next time. Survivor Nsfw. Cheers.